All right. Hello. Good evening. What's up, everybody? I'm back 3 nights in a row, which is a miracle, Brooke. I met Brooke Oaks. She's beautiful. She's wonderful. She likes animals and horses, and I love to watch her videos and her TikToks and all her stuff. I said, hey, who wants to come hang out? And Brooke said, I do. I do. So let me make sure this is up live. And, Brooke, it's interesting. I was thinking about this today, not to be weird, but I was thinking about it while I was in the shower. My mind always rambles. Like I said, not to be weird, but to be weird. So many people are doing podcasts and stuff right now, and everybody wants to interview all the gurus and stuff. And it goes around in circles. Hey, Steph. And they're all like interviewing one another. And I want to but talk to people that are in the trenches, that are doing the everyday, that are, and I don't want to do it this whole fancy, a lot of the shows and stuff, and I don't know that this is going to be a show, or if it isn't going to be a show, but it's always so positioned like, you come on and you have to ask the big important person a question, and then they, pontificate. And I just really want to be on the same plane as everybody, because, yeah, I may have more experience than people, but we still all have to do the same work every day. And we still all have to figure out how to get through what's going on right now. And, it's crazy, and how to keep our, energy up, and how to, deal with stuff. And then most of all, we have to, run businesses. And it's not always easy to run a business. So anyway, how are you? What's going on?
I'm good. I am
crazy.
I am super, super crazy.
Super crazy? Why are you super crazy? What's going on?
Because so you got me hooked on Gary Vee. I have to tell you, I saw you talk about tea with Gary Vee the other day. And I have been hooked. I've been on there live every single day, trying to do everything that he talks about.
Yeah.
And I have
do everything that he talks about. About that.
As much as I can.
Yes, of course.
And I made like a checklist, which you probably know. I'm big on notebooks, checklists, everything. And so I made this checklist, and I've been checking off my days of everything I've been doing. And I started this honestly before I was watching him. Mm-hmm. And I'm in like day 40 of pushing as hard as I can go. And I feel like I'm going crazy.
All right. When Gary's first book came out called Crush It, I think it was like in 2007. I'm getting notes here. People who knew my work, and I'm not saying this will come off wrong, but you'll understand what I'm saying. People called me up and asked me if Gary was a student of mine, which I thought was hysterically funny. And it wasn't because he sounded like me. It's because our philosophies were so similar about social media and handling all this stuff and etc. And I watch a lot of people who like checklists and notepads and notebooks and all this other stuff. And there's a place for that, absolutely. But I watch a lot of people, they're trying to do it right. Or like you just said, I'm trying to do all the things he said. And what Gary's been saying since day one, and what I've been saying since day one, is if you have a passion for the people in a marketplace, you want to get in there and you want to be talking to them. You want to be on Twitter in the conversation. You want to be yourself. You want to be putting out content. You want to be doing like he does these shows, because he can't go to work. He can't go to the office. So every morning he's hanging out with his people, his audience, not because he has to and not because it's on a checklist, but because it brings him joy. Mm-hmm. Social media is about habits. And it's about a love of the market that you're there to serve, as opposed to, I have to. Don't got to do nothing. But if you want to make it, you have to be very visible. And the only way to be very visible is either to hire people to do junk like that for you or to be very visible. But let me say one more thing and we'll talk about some of the stuff you're doing. And I was just teaching somebody this yesterday. And you've been in some of my courses, so you've been around me. You couldn't stop me, even on my worst days, even when, you know, I went through some personal stuff and I was depressed laying on the couch and my moo-moo, you know, just watching, what was that show I watched? I watched over and over, Rory and Lorelai, Gilmore Girls. I watched it like literally, I only watched one show. I watched 7 seasons and then I started them again because I was too depressed to watch anything else. I just watched one show. But you couldn't stop me from posting content. No, I wasn't looking to do videos and I wasn't looking to be out amongst all the people, but you couldn't stop me from posting on Facebook, posting on my page, posting on Twitter, posting on, you know, you couldn't stop me. And what I did to get around having fresh content was to just recycle old content, which if you notice, that's what Gary Vee does. He calls it post-production. He does a piece and then he today has a team. But back when I met Gary, Gary was a guy in the back room doing a wine show. I mean, I've been around him that long. So he had one guy that did video stuff with him. And I think it was somebody who worked in the store. You can't stop me from creating content. And when I can't create content, I'm going to do post-production with old stuff. And I'm literally doing it right now. I'm pulling down all these old videos and turning them into TikToks. Did one today. Because I haven't quite figured out how to cut the TikToks right. And I haven't quite figured out, by the way, guys, I can't see the comments over here. I'll look at the comments on Facebook in a second. And if you guys have any questions about this stuff, Brooke and I will mix it up. She's very experienced. A lot of times people know more than me, Brooke. In fact, most of the time. Okay. And I like it that way. But that idea of these are my people, I have to serve them. It's like you wouldn't not take care of a horse, even if you didn't feel good. Mm-hmm. I would not take care of my kids when they were younger. Even if I was sick as a dog, I'd still make them breakfast. What am I going to do? Say, figure it out? What are you going to say to, you know, the animal? Figure it out? You can't. And so it's the same with my people. I care about my people. I legitimately care. I want to put thoughts and ideas in their heads. I want to, you know, words and images and, you know, when I'm not video or camera ready, I write more. Sometimes I do voice stuff, but I have to put it out. And there's, in 20 years, well, not 20, because for the first, social media didn't really happen until 2005. So I was in it 6 years before social media was happening. And social media, what we called Web 2.0, that's when you could create the content. Before that, it was static. Only the guys that knew how to run the internet could create the content. And, but ever since I've been able to say something, there's hardly any days ever that I didn't say something. It's because it's a habit. Mm-hmm. I don't know if any of that makes sense. So I don't sit and worry that I posted 3 times on LinkedIn today. Like, did I post on Instagram this many times, or did I do the right number of stories? I don't go by those rules. Mm-hmm. Does that make sense at all?
Yes.
And it's what Gary says. Go out there, and he's telling you post 3 times a day or this and that because he's trying to codify it for people that are second guessing. In today's marketplace, a story lasts for such a short period of time. It's not like you're, you know, chiseling out the 10 commandments into a tablet that's going to stand the test of time. It's a goofy picture that'll be gone in 24 hours.
Well, and he did one of his videos. I don't know what you want to call that thing that he does, but in one of his videos, he was talking about taking like the bits of what you have and putting them everywhere. And I was like, why haven't I been doing that? So I literally went into my YouTube videos and my Instagram videos, and I'm like, oh, here's TikTok. I was like, I should have been doing that a long time ago.
Let me give you a concept that we've used for years, and now it's diversified more, but I always just call it the triple dip. Okay. Start with whichever medium is your most powerful, whether it's speaking, video, or writing. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then, so which one would you pick out of those three?
Probably writing.
Okay. So now you take a piece and you write it and you publish it perhaps on a blog or as a Facebook note or on medium.com is a good place to publish things.
Mm-hmm.
You can publish articles, right? Then take it and you voice it over and you turn it into a video. There's software and different things, or you can do it manually where you put some pictures up and it's you reading your piece. Now you have a video. You also, when you read it, you rip the audio from that video and now you have an audio. So that's the concept that we used for years. And now we're doing snippets. So we might take 2 sentences of something we wrote and turn it into a meme, turn it into a graphic. So we might take part of the video and turn it into a 15-second clip.
Mm-hmm.
TikTok's all the dancings and this and the whatever and the whole.
I have yet to do dancing on there though.
Well, you should. You should. You're young and cute. I'm old and whatever, so I should not be dancing. Although some friends, Jen Johnson's dancing it up. Who else is? Katie Stage isn't so much dancing, but she's just doing all her fun, goofy stuff.
Hers are funny.
Yeah. I saw Kim Francis. They just installed a bidet, so she made this hysterical video about behold her bidet to wash her butt. It blow dries her butt too. I don't know. That's what I heard. We should look and see who's here. It's so rude. All right, let's put on the crazy glasses.
I think Michelle's on here.
Let's see who's on here. All right, Delray, Bridget, hello, Mr. Williams, Ms. Rickley. Wow, it's like Las Vegas Central over here. Jamie, Tifa, Jennifer, Melody, Mr. Murphy, Scott, Melody. All right. Linda Malley, more Vegas people. Although I don't think she's in Vegas right now. I think she moved. Thomas, hello, hey. All right, so I'm sorry I'm not calling everybody's names. So I'm just trying to get an idea of Adrian.
Oh, thank you, Jenny.
Larry Thompson, the king is here. The king is here. Oh my gosh, I'm nervous now. Brandon, Michelle. All right, Jerry. All right, well, hey guys, anybody got my kids are horrified by, Jenny's doing TikTok. My kids are horrified by my TikTok. Ironically, neither one of my kids has a TikTok. They will not download it. They refuse. And one of them is an incredible singer, and I know she could get herself really passed around, but she violently refuses TikTok. So the old people have invaded. She said it was for preteens, and now the old people have invaded. So I don't know. Delaware. Tracy, are you now an official resident? You are official. Were you not official? Were you just like, what do they call that? When you hide in a place? Well, anyway, anybody have any commentary about what we're talking about? About what's on your checklist, Brooke?
A lot.
A lot.
Okay, hang on. I got a couple of them. So one of them is to make sure that I at least get one post in each area.
Okay.
But I also have a checklist for, did I interact with so many new people in each area? Did I interact with so many of my regular people in each area? I have follow-up, obviously. I have another checklist that goes for my videos.
You have a checklist for the checklist?
I should. I need to. That's called chocolate. Oh
yes, it's chocolate is very important. I have some, but I'm saving it for emergency purposes only. It's like licorice for medicinal purposes only. You're not supposed to drink every night while you're in lockdown here, but it's there in case.
Yeah. So like even with all this stuff that I have, like I don't sit there for 5 hours at a time.
Right.
Like I only do it for 10-15 minutes. Like I try to squeeze it in little bits, but because I spread it out, like that's why I have the checklist. I'm like, oh wait, did I go here? Because I'll lose my mind and forget if I didn't. I've got the worst memory ever.
I want to give you another concept. Social media is all about the way people normally interact. And then us weird marketers do kooky stuff with it, right? But it's supposed to be about people interacting and having fun and stuff. So when we, like my mom, I usually call my mom once a week or whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right now, probably checking in a little bit more because of stuff that's going on, right? If we were having a family barbecue on Saturday, I might talk to her 5 times a day, every day this week, because we're shopping and did you pick up this or did you make sure you got that or do you need me to pick this up on the way? So I may talk to her a whole heck of a lot more than normal when there's something going on, right? And that's a normal human thing. If I were coming to visit you, I might be asking, do I need carrots for the horsies or sugar cubes? What do they like? Do you have a brush or should I buy one? Okay, so that would be normal. So it's the same when we try to mechanically schedule everything. What happens is it's not natural. So I may go on Instagram today and get involved in stuff and be on Instagram a whole heck of a lot more than Facebook today. Tomorrow, I may be on Facebook more. It's so easy to get caught on TikTok. It's addictive. It's horrible. I'm really trying to be careful to not go on there for too long because the next thing you know, but let's say I'm learning how to make videos over there today, and maybe I make 3 videos because I'm learning how to do it. Mm-hmm. That's a normal process. So what I want you to do is, I call it walking the block, making sure you get to all 4 sides of the block. I grew up in New York City, so you walk around the block, right? But don't be like fanatical. Like maybe you're walking around the block and then you realize, oh my gosh, I have to get home, and you walk down one faster than normal. And that's okay. The key goal, remember that your outcome is to be visible. And what we want to do is build a base of people across platforms, right? Cross-channel marketing, that we become very familiar and people start to notice us and listen to us. And then the other thing I want you to keep in mind is you always want to have an outcome for your content. What is this piece for? Is it just to make friends and have fun? Is it to establish my authority on something? Is it to connect with other people that love horses? Is it to invite people to come to something, a webinar, something's going on? What's the purpose? Because just wandering around social media sites does not $1 make. Mm-hmm. Does that make sense?
Yeah, definitely. Mm-hmm. And I think like with my posts, I know some of them have some sort of purpose behind them, but others are just more of like an engagement, talk with people kind of thing. So I think I need to get better at figuring out the purpose that I want for each thing that I do.
Mm-hmm. And creating connections is not that's a good purpose, just lots of people that love something. Today I happened to be downstairs. I was doing some stuff, and I put YouTube on the big TV a lot, and I just click on something. My latest obsessions are watching videos about living in Thailand, because I'm actually considering retiring there if we ever go to the United States again. I like to watch Gary Vee, Tea with Gary Vee. Jason Mraz, one of my favorite singers. He's been doing live streams. I have all these different interests, so it's a very eclectic thing, but one of them was the other day I watched a marching band video. And because I love marching bands, really good drum corps. And the next thing I know, I had not watched because I was busy doing stuff, but I probably had 45 minutes worth of marching band music on. So I went on my Facebook wall and I said, who else loves marching bands, really good drum corps? And come to find out that a whole bunch of people that I know marched or love drum corps. And there was a connection. Now, you would think that there's no purpose to that. Mm-hmm. But there is, because it draws people closer to you. And when you have similar interests, it starts to build trust. I love watching your stuff because I love horses. I've never been on one. I grew up in New York City and then upstate in a rural area. A lot of my friends had horses. I'd go visit them. I'd sneak out of school and go visit them, truthfully. I didn't sneak. I was a good kid, but during gym class, you were allowed to go for a walk and we'd go down the street and,
You just happened to get there.
Well, and we'd go down and we'd pet the horses, and they'd always come over and say hi, and I'd sneak stuff to give the horses. So I like watching yours, even though I don't have a horse. I've never been on a horse. I like watching them because it's something that is a fantasy thing for me, something that appeals to me. So sometimes we don't realize the thing that we think is not of interest is extremely of interest, including to people that are not into what you're into. And it brings people close. But then periodically you have to drop a hook that makes them wonder what you're up to or click on your bio. Because if they never click or they never go to your site or your link or whatever you have, we're just hanging out. And just hanging out doesn't bring us the money that we want to make a living so we can be free. Does that make sense?
It does.
And if you listen to Gary, he's always talking about messaging people that are in position to help you or that might be a position to become a customer or whatever. You don't do it in this hokey, everybody gets mad at me, but I think the way that we train people to talk to people is insane. It's just insane, the industry. Tell everybody I said so. Because I just think it's weird and it's awkward and it's not you.
Mm-hmm.
Like, can you imagine messaging someone? You look like a sharp person and I notice you have a horse.
Yeah, no, I'm not a fan of those scripts.
Well, and the scripts are important. So let's everybody be clear. We learn a script so that we can learn a pattern.
Mm-hmm.
And once we have the pattern down, then we freestyle it because we understand the sequence of the invite. So the scripts are important and the scripts have a place. But then in today's media, and again, people will disagree with me and I'll disagree with them, and it's all good because we love each other. But I think in today's media, there's too many people that have heard it too many times. And that's another thing that comes up on YouTube, I guess, because I watch network marketing stuff. I get a lot of network marketing hate videos that come up in my feed. And the fury that people have towards our space. And I wouldn't say I have a network marketing downline and I make some money there, but I wouldn't say I'm in network marketing. It's just another revenue stream. But people don't treat people with respect. And I think that that's the part that doesn't resonate with so many people. Let's see. Tracy, you should do, Tracy Housel has, how many cats you got, Tracy? 22, 46? She's got a lot of cats. Stella,
I'm up to 9.
You have 9?
Well, because I have the horses, so people drop off cats here all the time.
Do you know Tracy Housel? Have you guys met?
I think we've talked a couple times.
Okay, well, Tracy is one of she's been around me for years, and I've stayed in her home. And she, her father had a farm before he passed, and it turned into kind of a cat farm because you know what, nature just takes over. And when it was time to dismantle the farm, Tracy took so many of them home. So she already had some. And so she had these other guys that weren't used to humans, but have become used to it. So let's see.
I think you really just need another pet.
I want a dog very badly. But hey, Lise. Hey, Deb. I want a cat very badly. I mean, not a cat. I have a cat. I have an aloof cat. But I want a dog and I want a little dog. But before Corona, I traveled so much. And it's just not fair to a dog to, you know, mommy's leaving all the time. And sometimes I'm gone. I mean, I've been gone as long as, you know, a month. So want to do that. So my older daughter has told me that I'm not old enough yet to get a dog. And when I'm old enough, let me know. So, so wow. Kathy Rickley says, I've been elephant trekking in Thailand and rode a camel in the lost city of Petra, Jordan, and Egypt, but she's never ridden a horse. I think we're all coming over to your house.
Though.
Yeah.
I've ridden a camel. I've never gotten to ride an elephant though.
Well, see, now you know why I want to go to Thailand, so I can have an elephant in my backyard.
I'll have to come visit then.
And then I have to tell you the other tragedy of the week, Brooke. I had my older daughter was fostering 2 cats. She lives in Brooklyn in New York, and in a studio apartment. And of course she has to stay home, and she has some health issues, so she really can't go out. And so she fostered some cats, and we figured they'd be there for a while because we didn't think anybody was going to be working and dealing with this. And she got them just all acclimated and all set, and beautiful cats, and somebody wanted to adopt them. And so they were gone on Monday, and she's been eating chocolate ever since. She's so depressed. So
that's hard.
I would foster a dog, but I called the shelter. There's nobody that needs a house for now. So a lot of people are taking in animals right now, and I'm concerned because they're doing it because they're bored or lonely. And I'm concerned that after this lets up, it's going to be like Christmas puppies, oh, it was such a good idea. Mm-hmm. So I hope everybody takes good care of their animals.
Yeah.
So
so one horse is mine. The other horse is a foster. This is my 5th one that I've done, and it never gets easier. Every time they get adopted, it never gets easier.
But they're going to a good home, so.
Mm-hmm. And I still talk with the people.
I also have to introduce you to Jordan Malaya. I don't know if you know Jordan. She's a person too. She's always had her horse. And let's see. Oh, Deborah, do you want to? Deb, Coach Deb, you want to go to an island to retire? Because I think we all should. Jen Johnson, I don't know if you're still here, but I just mentioned you and your sexy TikToks. Kids, though, they're super cool, super fun. Super fun. So you don't find Gary a little too much? You like him?
Well, everything that he did before T with Gary V was too much for me. Like he was just, it seemed like there was always so much, I guess, passion behind him, but it was way too much for me. I feel like in T for Gary V, I feel like he's calmed down some of that and brought it into like more where he's expressing what he's thinking instead of that fiery passion coming out where I just want to hide because I'm that type of person.
Yeah. He has that very New York sensibility, get out of my way type of thing. But he really is a very good person. I mean, I don't know him well, but when I had him come speak for one of my events, and he spent a lot of time with my daughter, because he knew she was the young person in the room. Then he ended up seeing her again at Google and remembered her because she works at Google. And she was like shocked that he remembered her. And, what he's doing now, I mean, it's great content, what he's doing right now, and he can snip it up and clip it up. But it's also just, being with people. And he's doing a lot of charity work right now. So I'm a fan, not a fan of many people. I'm very picky, and I'm a big fan. I've watched him from very humble beginnings do some really cool stuff. So let's talk about him. Oh, there you go. Coach Deb says she loves Gary. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
See, I'm a New Yorker too, but I don't know. I'm not as I guess, aggressive New Yorker.
He's a Jersey boy. It's you know what, Deb says Gary is on point when it comes to real relationships and real value. 100%. And he's really changed the conversation to, instead of this get rich business, which we've had for so many years and so many people talk about, to this happiness conversation. And that was me. I didn't start my business to get rich. I started to be home with my kids. So my philosophy is about how much time you put in. My philosophy is about leverage. I had to gain leverage. I only had so many hours and I had kids spitting up on me and, fist fighting down the hall. I had to gain leverage, but I had to do it in a simple way. It couldn't be super complicated. I couldn't be, I just couldn't do, let's not lie. I could have done a lot of things. I didn't want to. I really did want to bring up my kids, and I wanted to make enough money to stay home, I wanted to make 50 grand. I ended up making a heck of a lot more than I ever imagined possible over time. If you had said to me in 1999, hey, Diane, in 2020, you're going to be the top affiliate at a big company, and you're going to have traveled the world, and you're going to know thousands of people, and on your birthday, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people will reach out to you. I would have laughed at you. I was a hermit housewife with 2 little kids, and the big outing was to go to the McDonald's play place. It's been incredible.
I think it makes me really sad when I see people put down network marketing because they don't understand where network marketers come from. Like, they see the people that they don't like, but like people like you, like, they don't see that story. And so when people like put it down so much, it makes me so sad because they really don't understand.
And here's what's great. I don't try to make them understand. And that's something that it took me a while to get to. I'm looking for people that are looking for me, and I'm looking for people that want to, now things are different because everybody wants to be home or needs to be home. But I've positioned myself such that I'm only, I don't have to explain what an auto ship is. I don't ever have to explain, I might have to describe a comp plan, but everybody understands there is a comp plan. I don't have to go through the stuff that most people go through because I'm only looking for people that are familiar. And it doesn't mean that newbies shouldn't be taken care of, and I would if somebody approached me, but I'm becoming visible. Attraction marketing lets me be visible so people that are attracted to my message come to me. And so there's no overcoming these objections and all the things that people struggle with. They don't exist in my world and haven't for a very, very long time. I was lucky I had an incredible mentor that taught me. So it's all about having people go, ooh, I like her, and then putting them somewhere, an environment where you can mass communicate with all the people. An email list, Facebook group, a chat bot, whatever you like to use, so that you can mass communicate. And when you're doing that, but in a very personal way, and when you're doing that, the people that are ready now, reach out. The people that are ready or interested in what you're offering, reach out. Did you see my post this morning about the woman who went off on me? I sent out, last night I was running late. And a lot of people were like, you should have empathy. I have tons of empathy for people, but I don't have tolerance. I'm sorry that you're an angry person. Go be angry on someone else. I was running late. I didn't get a chance to write my list. So before I went to bed, I just wrote a little note and said, hey, you're, whatever I said. And it was sincere, really was. It was just me giving a shout out to people. I got dozens and dozens and dozens of people writing me back, saying you're awesome too, or thanks for that, or it made my night, or they found it this morning, thanks, I needed that. And then I got ugliness. And most of the people that, and by the way, whenever I do one of those notes, there's always somebody who gets pissed off at me. And most of the people that aren't liking what you're doing, they just unsubscribe and they go away, or they just, don't follow you on Facebook or whatever. But periodically there's somebody who has to just let it all out on you. But that's the worst I hear. And if it happens once a quarter, it's a lot. It's kind of cool. So out of however many people that got it and however many opened, Tons of people sent me some love back, which felt really good. One person sent me some grief. That's all right. But I got to get them into an environment. And that's what I'm always telling everybody. Bring them to a place, get their permission so that you can communicate with them. It's important. How do you feel about, let me just see what everybody's saying. Oh, good. Kathy liked my note. I'm glad you did. How much time a day are you putting into the social? And by the way, I do it like
Probably
you.
about, if I chunked it all into one, it probably totals about 3.5, 4 hours on a busy day. Like if I have a lot of videos I want to get out, because some days I try to, I guess, double dip. Like I'll do stuff out with the horses that'll be about different things, and I'll like clip it, and I'll just batch out a whole ton of stuff.
It's awesome.
Or I'll sit down and I'll create a bunch of pictures and posts and just like batch it out. So that's on the busy side.
Hey, baby.
This is Denozo. He shows up in a lot of my videos.
What is his name?
Denozo. Have you ever seen NCIS?
No, I don't watch.
Oh my goodness.
I don't watch TV. I watch YouTube. I'm a weird kid. Hi, Dinozo. Hello.
Yeah. Michelle Keneally and I do a lot of Saturday morning chats, and he loves to like stare into the camera. It's adorable. He loves her daughter, but when I do videos, he's like in there.
But that's good because he clearly likes it and he wants to be. You're a star, baby. You're a star. Yes, you are.
I know.
You're a
And it's really funny because if I do a post without him, people will actually send me messages asking where he is and if he's okay.
You know what I would do? I would take him. I did this with a friend of mine years ago. In fact, Becca's still around. I told her to make her dog the star. And she was like, why? She had a boxer. And this was at the very dawn of being able to make graphics and stuff. You should have Denozo says or Big D, Big D's tip of the day. Take a zillion pictures of him and just have him, try to get funny shots of him, with his mouth open or making a funny face, whatever, and turn him into like the advice guy or something. He's super fun.
That'd be really cool on Instagram.
People would love it.
They would. And he's just got that face that has expression.
He does. And he looks like he's like a man's man, if you know what I mean. He's not like I don't know, he's like every man's dog, he's got that little bit of this and a little bit of that type of guy. Look at him. He's a ladies' man, obviously.
He is. He's another rescue too, actually.
Really?
Yeah. A lot of my animals have had a rough beginning.
You need to meet Nick and his girlfriend or fiance, or I don't know if they're married yet. Some of Ray Higdon's staff. One of them is like into all kinds of animal rescue stuff, and she's always raising money for animals and stuff. They would love you. You would love them. Now, hey, by the way, for those of you that are watching, and we're going to get off in a minute. We've been on for a little while. Notice this is a habit I have. When I talk to someone and I see the things they like, I instantly, and I'm doing this naturally, I'm going, oh, you need to meet Tracy. Oh, you need to meet Jordan. This is the third person I mentioned that you need to meet. I'm a networker. I network people. And I want you all to really get that. You can't lose a person. All you can do is connect them with somebody that you were the gateway to. You were the doorway. And it's cool. And in this industry, a lot of people try to keep people from, and by the way, guys, Brooke doesn't work with me. We're just having fun. And anybody else who wants to come out, I want everybody to come out. But people try to like lock people down or keep them with them so that they can sell them stuff or whatever. I want everybody to find their bliss. And if you need something along the way, please buy it from me, guys. Please buy it from me. If you're not on my list, DianeHochman.com. Actually, I have a very big announcement coming out probably tomorrow. I don't think it's going to be tonight, probably tomorrow. But gang, connect people. It always comes back around. I have people reaching out to me that I haven't seen in years, because they trust me, and things have changed in their lives. And you are so connectable, Brooke. You're a very good person. And for you to meet more people that love the things that you love is only a good thing. You know? Let's see what anybody else says. Michelle says, hi, Denozo. Let's see. All right. So anything else we want to talk about? I know I did most of the talking. I'm nervous. I'm serious. You think I'm kidding?
No, actually you helped a lot, because I know just before we got on, I said I wanted to talk about psychology, and it had to do with that post that you mentioned. And because see, I've had a lot of stuff come back at me on social media of, you know, people saying all sorts of stuff, and it's taken me time to like learn to just hit the block button, the ignore button and stuff. And ever since I started learning from you and doing courses with you, it made, I don't know if this sounds horrible, but it made me feel better to know that it's not just me that it was happening to, you know?
I've been on webinars and had people go off in the chat. I've had horrible hate letters. And it's very hard for me because I'm somebody that really has put my heart and my soul into, helping as many people as I can. But sometimes people are just upset, and then I just happen to be the recipient. Sometimes I'm kind of like a mom in the space, so to speak, and kids come home and the world is terrible, and then they scream, "I hate you, mom!" And and they go in and they slam their door. They don't hate their mom. It's just mom is a receptacle. You are you're not a slick kind of person, so they see this sweet person and they'll lash at you to see if they can knock you down. But I will tell you, you're not on the right road if you're not getting somebody giving you grief.
That's what everyone keeps saying. So
there's just lonely people that are on the internet, and there's some of them that just hang around and they comment on everything and they just love on you, but they're not really going to be a customer or anything. They're not going to take action. And then there's the other, the lonely or unhappy people that stay on the internet all day looking for people to yell at. And on YouTube in particular, man, they can be brutal. I made a tutorial video, and it has like hundreds of thousands of views. But it was just showing people how to, it was for my people. It's just a quick little, hey, this is new. It was a new feature on Facebook at the time. And I didn't give enough detail, and I didn't do it exactly the right way that I was supposed to. And the nasty, horrible comments was like, whoa. And I was just trying to help people out and show them something cool. And, it's just the culture of that space. It is what it is. Jimmy says, I can't imagine anybody hating you. I know you personally. I can't ever see someone hating you. You know what, Jimmy? Know me. They just don't know me. They just see a video and something's up in life. You know what? There's people I watch on the tube, on stuff that I don't really like. I mean, I'm not somebody to lash out at them, but I don't know him. So I don't have any space like Gary V. People, don't like him because of his energy. And then they tend to come around. They have over the years. But I had somebody say to me today, I thought you hated him. I was like, no, I love him. You know what I love? Authenticity. I love authenticity. I love seeing somebody being authentic, and we've really moved towards that. And I love somebody that just strives for greatness, their best. And I don't care what your best is. If you're just going after what it is that you want, like, I just think that's magnificent, and it has nothing to do with money. And, I've been very blessed in that arena, but my decisions about everything are never about that. It's about, like you're talking about network marketing, it's just a vehicle. It's a vehicle for people. If you have a good product and, you can promote it, or info products or e-commerce or, eBay stuff or whatever somebody wants to do. A lot of people are selling stuff on Facebook Marketplace. They find it and they mark it up and they sell it. God bless you. It's about how we conduct ourselves, though. And network marketing has a long history of people not conducting themselves so well. And I just, like I said, I always say it like it is. I have somebody who's known me for quite a while that knows what I do, knows what I'm affiliated, what company I'm affiliated, etc. Pitch me with a copy and paste message today. They know me. Why? Why don't you just say, hey, Di, I know you're here, and I know you're probably really happy, but there's something that might complement it. I just wanted to see if you want to take a look. Why would you copy and paste a paragraph and send it to me like you don't even know me and you don't know what I do? Makes some sense. Makes some sense.
It's like network marketing shuts down people's brain, I feel like. They forget.
Everything does, though. We decide, copywriting, I do a lot of writing. There's a lot of copywriting formulas and there's sequences and they work, they're good, but they're overused, maybe to the edge of abusive. And if you're banging someone one time, you're never going to see them again, and you're going to sell them something that's great, but I'm building my community and I want to treat people like it's my little store, and I want them to come back. I want them to come back. And I don't care if they come in for a can of tomato soup or they come in for their whole weekly grocery order, in my little store. They're all my customers. They're all people in the neighborhood. And I got to respect them. And that's really what it boils down to, respect. For ourselves, for other people. And when you respect people, they respect you back, except for that one lady.
Well,
I think we've done a lot of good stuff tonight.
I appreciate it.
Oh, I'm glad you came on. Come back again and we'll hang out, and maybe we'll do one when you're out with the horse, though.
Oh, that'd be cool.
What's your horse's name? I forgot. I'm sorry.
Moose.
Moose. I think Moose wants to meet me. I totally do. If not, let's just do you and I and Moose. We'll do a FaceTime.
Well, he likes to, he's a lot like Denozo. He likes to stare into the phone. That's how I get those selfies, is he's addicted to it. He loves it. I don't know if he thinks it's another friend or what, but he's eaten 2 phones on me. So
he's eaten 2 phones. And
yeah,
he bit them or he ingested?
Well, he bit them. He'll pull them out of my pocket if I'm not careful.
Okay.
It's like he wants to
go all the way through. Okay. Because I've heard stories of horses eating things, obstructions and things. So, okay. That's good.
Yeah.
I'm glad to hear it.
No. He'll stare right in there, though. It's hilarious.
Now, Brooke, do you have a site or anything that we can tell everybody to go find you, or just Facebook, or where can people find you?
I am on like every social media platform.
Do you use a particular handle or your name, or what do you do?
It's some version of Brooke Oaks. It's literally, my name was taken on everything. So there's, I think, Brooke Oaks, Brooke F Oaks, Meet Brooke Oaks. It's like all variations.
Okay. Well, if you're on Facebook, go find her on Facebook. Because I did tag her in the description. You guys can go find her and hook her up. If you're an animal person, a horse person, a nice person, a person who's doing social, and maybe you guys want to help each other out by just spreading some stuff around, go find Brooke. She's lovely and super sweet person. And, Brooke, we've talked about it before. We don't have to be these big things. I was talking to someone the other day and I said, I always feel like I'm supposed to be all made up and all this other stuff and everything else. And he said, that's not who you are. It's true. It's not who I am. So I'm being me. Be you.
It's easier.
It sure is, and it's more fun. And that way, when you meet people in person, you're just you. People say to me all the time, you're just like on your videos. And I'm like, well, because I don't know how to be anything else. The only time anything more or different is if I'm on a stage in front of a big crowd, I might be like a little bit more, you know, whatever, but that's because it's a big crowd and you have to bring the energy. But other than that, I love when people call me up and we're just chatting and they're like, they're waiting for me to pitch them. And I'm like, did you want me to? Like, what do you want? Did you want something? What do you need? And they're like, they don't even know what to do with it. Treat people great and be consistent and do the media for the love of it and the fun of it. And don't lose sight of that. Okay. All right.
Thank you so much.
You're so welcome. I'm glad you were here. Everybody, if any of you guys want to come hang out, we went longer than we expected, but that's okay. It's because I like Brooke. Definitely reach out to me. My site is over at dianehochman.com. It's HOCHMAN if you're just meeting me. And I warn you, the newsletter is just a newsletter. I write to people like I'd write to a friend. It ain't nothing too fancy dancy. If you want to unsubscribe, please do, but you don't need to send me a nasty note. It's fine. It's really not necessary. It's not required. And if you need me, you can track me. I literally am on every social media platform with Diane Hochman because I'm so old. I got them all before they were taken. There's actually several other Diane Hochmans, including one of them is the wife. Two of them are wives of famous people.
Really?
So I got them before. I've been offered money for my domain names and stuff, and that's so sorry, but no.
It's worth its weight in gold just to have everything be uniform.
It's easy. But again, I just grabbed everything back in the day, and every time a platform came out, I just went and grabbed it. TikTok, I don't think you can do that with. Or if you can, I didn't figure that one out yet. But everything else is Diane Hochman. So, all right, gang. Later. Bye, puppy. Good. That was right on. Bye, Brooke. Thanks for being here. Thanks for coming and hanging out with me tonight. See you later.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.